name is Leman, and over here is Haslizan and my team leaders Zulhazri. Today, our presentation is about housing market price in Malaysia. The housing market and price plays a key part in Malaysia economy in terms of employment, capital market, consumption, and financial wealth. The properties market also contributed a great impact to Malaysia's related housing activities such as furnishing, decoration, renovation, repairs, home appliances, and landscaping. The ability to own a house considered important because it's just not providing a place to live but seen as a long-term investment. My house, for example, the value itself worth 370,000 for the past 5 years, and now the value has been increased to 450,000 after indicative value given by professional valuer in my hometown. There are several ways that impact the value of the real housing price in Malaysia, such as economic landscape, political landscape, property market, economics, location, accessibility, future development, and quality and presentation. Despite the increasing price and determining factors, demand for housing expected to remain gradually growth, supported by steadily housing income, low unemployment rate, lending rate, population growth, and recovery from recession or strong economic figure. The housing market is heavily dependent on two main factors, which is supply and demand. Both play a major role in determining an equilibrium price for both sellers and buyers in the real estate market. My friend Haslizan and Zulhazri will continue for the next 2 segments.
Alright, thank you my friend. So I will continue to present about the factors impacting price in Malaysia. So property economics are often linked to factors that are most beyond our control, but we can control how we react to them. The top factors that people need to focus on are the economic landscape, political landscape, property markets, economic location, accessibility, future development, as well as quality. So let's restart this guide. Okay, there are a wide range of factors, local, national, and global, constantly changing and impacting real estate price. Real estate price economy are linked to market force and changing circumstances that are often outside our control. But if all this seems a little intimidating, don't worry. There are many factors which is investors and buyers can control, and ways they can react to changing circumstances to make them most of their opportunity. So the first one, the factors that impact to our house price in Malaysia is economic landscape. Okay, how about the economic landscape provides the backdrop to the wider property market. Positive economic condition not only mean people have more money to purchase, but a more positive attitude towards investment in significant financial commitments such as property. Interest rates are one area that can significantly impact the property market transactions. High interest rate can reduce demand and negatively impact valuations. On the other hand, low interest rate make lending more affordable and increase the number of people able to gain the finance for investment. Economic factors are not limited to inflation and interest rate only, but unemployment levels, global trade structures, international financial circumstances, and many other factors all play a part in influencing the overall economic conditions. And the second one, the second factors is political landscape, which is investor like certainly, which mean political change can negatively impact transaction in the property. So, a changing of political landscape can often mean positive step on a national scale, but the question of change is where the challenge can lie for real estate investment. The third one is a location. Location is a key part of buyers and investors' decision making, as well as contributing to the desirability of a particular property. While the location of an existing property is outside your control, property purchasers can make smart decisions about where to buy new property that substantially impact house prices. That means they're popular with buyers, which going back to our laws of supply and demand, means that property price in this area tend to be higher. So the action is location need to be a key consideration in any property purchase, and is often one that involves detailed research to understand the cost versus reward. And the next is accessibility. Accessibility is a major element of location, but one which can be considered separately due to the ability to adapt and control how it benefits a property. Like good accessibility to major highways can often result in higher property price. And next is future development. Alright, future development. Future development can have a big impact on existing properties price, creating a great opportunity for value growth in the right circumstances. Newly developed mass transport connections such as new LRT, MRT or railway station can substantially boost property price in the local area. It is important to realize that some unfavorable developments can have a negative impact on property price. Suddenly find a new sewage plant or large prison being built 2 blocks over from your home won't be welcome in your property valuations. And lastly is quality and presentation. Property purchaser want to know they are buying a valuable asset. So the more valuable you make your asset, like home appear, the more likely you are to sell it a reasonable price. This is an area where you as an individual can have huge impact and should be a key consideration for any potential property sale. If you live in an apartment block with 15 apartments currently for sale, your attention to detail and exceptional maintenance could make a valuable difference in the sale. So that's all for my presentation. So I will pass to my friend to give a conclusion about that. Thank you.
Housing is widely recognized as a human right. At the same time, it is a major driving force for the economy and is often the biggest asset of individuals. The situation in the housing sector is high and important for the social and economic development of any society. So, therefore, there is a need to publicly recognize issue and development in the housing sector, to formulate policy in the government and to implement them in the interest of all involved, like buyers and developers. The importance of addressing problem in the housing sector or the future development of the country has been increasingly recognized not only by the people or the buyers, but also by the lawmakers in the government, especially during the debate on the annual budget in parliament. This is because the housing issue is very sensitive and sometimes it can be determined the political power or sustainability of the policymaker themselves in the government. Sometimes it can bring down the government. Housing needs for every Malaysian is the main agenda of every policymaker, whether from opposition or the government. However, with all the effort made to achieve this goal, it is still difficult to get the result to take a high price of the house for most of Malaysians. It is estimated that over 80% of the house are unable to buy a home without assistance. Mainly, despite so many issues, housing market growth still positive and many housing projects are undergoing, but sometimes abundance or unsold due to high price. From financing sides, including banks, a lot of requirements from the banks, and high interest rate was another issue. Instead, buyer and seller hope that the government will have to reduce regulation and control over lands to increase homeowners and reduce the cost of development by the authorities, so that this will help lower in home price. Developers should also reduce the expected profit margin through proper risk assessment and reduce costs that will eventually absorb into the house price itself. Future study on affordable housing should increase sample size and review practical steps to reduce housing price using new technologies. Also, future study need to study the relationship between the causes of rising housing price and the underlying factors that contribute to rising costs for developers to build our homes. The positioning of supply and demands factor alone cannot provide a complete picture of the situation facing the housing sector, where the whole economy sector are also facing problems and need to be considered. Housing issues such as rising cost of living will continue to affect our income and solution far and wide. However, the housing sector is still experiencing positive but a slow growth. So, for now, we hope that stakeholders and government can create policies that benefit all parties for the good of the country and its economies. So, finally, thank you, and that's for my conclusion about the housing price in Malaysia this time.